much it.
Hi everybody, it's Fraboy Master back from Teenage Mutant Ninja Scrubs, and today we've got a new farm technique provided by Emmanuel for the Crazy Aussie squad, which is basically farming field proficiency caches in clear sky. You can do this in World Tier 2, 3 or 4, preferably in 4 you're doing it with a team, and you've got obviously XP armour set up and all that kind of crazy stuff as well. Now, it's taken me a wee while to get this video put together because I did have to actually practice doing the run myself as a solo player, as well as doing it with, you know, 1 or 2 other guys at different stages as well, just to make sure that it's something that's viable and doable. And Emmanuel has said in his part of the video that's coming up shortly that he finds it's a wee bit tedious to set up, but the reality is it isn't actually that hard to set up and get yourself going and set up to do it. On the lower world tiers, you will earn field proficiency caches a bit slower than you would have done if you were in World Tier 4, obviously, because you're getting less XP per kill. But in my experience, in I think some of the half-hour segments that I've been doing it for, I'm getting, maybe 5, 6 or 7 field proficiency caches every single time I do it. And luckily enough for me, in one of those field proficiency caches just recently, I did get a near god roll perfect Barrett's chest piece. So that was, pretty good for me. It's a good way to rack up some funds, it's a good way to rack up some Phoenix credits. It's a much better method than the old Warring Gate method of farming field proficiency caches, and it's not something that I actually would normally sit and do myself, just simply because loot in this game falls like rain, and I don't see much of a point in doing it. But this was actually a lot of fun, because if you've got somebody where you can kind of set yourselves up, kill enemies, have a laugh, have a giggle, shoot the breeze, whilst you're actually doing something that isn't actually a legendary or a heroic or an incursion or anything like that. So it's actually a really, really good method, and it is the reason why I'm sharing it. It's not something I normally would do myself, but it is a lot of fun considering what it is. And it does get you loot quickly, it does get you stuff to sell quickly, it gets you Phoenix credits, it gets you all your kind of fabrics and tools and electronics and stuff like that as well that all the enemies are dropping. So it's a really good farm, and it's going to be explained by Emmanuel in his own words in the next clip. But I'm going to chime in again on the clip after that and explain exactly how I set myself up as well. So if you just carry on watching, you'll see what happens.
I'm good at intros. YouTubers and Twitcherinos, this is another awesome glitch field proficiency cache farm by my very good down under friend, one of the Aussie squad, Emmanuel 17, utter legend at the game. Carry on, Emani. Yes.
Pretty much, it's a field proficiency farm. It's better to do this in World Tier 4 with a team, but if you just want to do it solely, what you do is you get your stacks up as a high tactician power. Hopefully you get it at like 430.
I'm at 500 right now.
Get your... Oh, nice. Well, what I do is I put all my... It takes a while to set up. It's really tedious. So what I do is I put all my performance mods into support station healing. And then what I do is, once I get a 30 stack with talented, I go and blow my turret up once I get my 30 stack, and then I throw my support station down. So they'll have a full talented stack with tactician all sorted. So then I'm healing myself for heaps. See, now I'll just throw that there. So that's sorted. I'll go sit at the spawn. And then I'll throw my turret over here. And then change to my fire crest. But because I placed it down with my stack, that turret's gonna keep my... How do I say? Just trying to think about how to place it because it's going to be very confusing. Now I'm going to switch to fire crest. Now I'm going to put my fire crest down. Now I'll put all my fire mods on. 1 second, just quickly kill these guys.
Yep, I've got the turret out to back you up while you set up.
Switch to fire crest.
You just keep explaining as you go, dude, and I'll keep the bad guys off you.
Yep, now throw this down. Because I threw my bag down at like 500 skill power, these AI are now burning for 24k. And then what I do now is I swap everything back to a tanky XP build. So right now I'm gonna put Vigorous on. Vigorous is gonna keep healing me, and then I'm gonna put Resourceful on, I think it's called.
Yes.
Yep, my Resourceful backpack.
Yep.
Yep, so all healing
keeps
applied to
healing
you is also applied to your turret.
Yes.
So now everything is just gonna keep healing my turret, healing me, and I'm just gonna be pretty much immortal. And what I usually do, just because I'm lazy and I like getting gear for free, I just put one of my hair ties on the analog stick so it spins around in circles, and I just go do shopping and everything just stays alive. Make sure you got tech support on, because that's really good. And then even if you get like a team of 4, it's really awesome. Then you can put on a higher world tier, because right now each kill that I'm getting is 3,100. Because I've got all the XP mods on. But if you put on World Tier 4, you're getting about 4,300. And think about the amount of AI that are coming through that door.
Yeah.
You're just gonna carve up. I think it's like 87 AI we're killing.
Oh,
but
right,
each time they
every
spawn.
section.
Yeah, so each time they spawn, what's it called? I'm just trying to think about how to say it.
Your healing box now and your turret is infinite, because anytime anything dies, it gets a heal. So it won't run out, actually. The timer just keeps on an infinite loop, so to speak. Is that correct?
Yep, pretty much.
So I'm
pretty
just
much,
making sure I understand it, so that other people, when they see it, will understand it as well. See, mine's
I'm
just
not very
running
good
out
at
because
explaining, because I haven't really told anyone about it.
No, but you tried to explain this to me the other day, actually, if I remember rightly, the last time we were playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good with a team of 4. You could just sit here and just spawn camp. For this to work, you'd never plant the bomb. Never.
Right, so there you have it, everybody. That was Emmanuel explaining it in his own words, and I think he actually explained it really well, but he's got it so perfected that it's actually maybe a wee bit different from how some of the rest of us might actually set ourselves up and do this as well. So basically what I've done is I've ran in to Clear Skies, I've set up myself for 30 stacks plus talented on a kill, I've flung out my box, and what I want to do next is set up another 30 stack, get a talented kill, and then I'm going to throw out my turret and then basically change to the 3-piece fire crest and the XP gear set that I've got set up for it. And that's basically all I've done. Now I know my fire crest, my fire turret isn't quite as powerful as Manny's for some unknown reason. I'm waiting on him sending me some video footage to clarify how he's getting his up so high, but I do think it might be something to do with enemy armour damage and damage to elites that he's luckily had rolled on his pieces, whereas on the pieces that I'm using, it's just random pieces I'm using, rolled electronics, in order to actually get the set put together as per we see with the XP as well in there. Now it is actually quite an easy way to set up. You just run in, set up a stack, get a kill, put your box down, set up your stacks again, get another kill, throw out your turret, and then you change over to your fire crest, your resourceful, your vigorous, and your accomplished, and the 3-piece fire crest as well. And if you go to the boo this week, as I've mentioned earlier on in the video, there's an electronics mod in the gear vendor, which is 207 electronics and 6% damage extra XP. So my XP on this particular build right now is sitting at I think 125 or 127%. if you add on to that, you've got accomplished knee pads on, and you take the odd headshot off of people now and again as well. When you actually finish the run and come out of combat, you'll have a boost of extra XP that shows up as well, which can obviously give you even more caches and obviously more XP. So it's actually a really good way to kind of just have a mess about one day. If you don't know what you fancy doing, you're not really sure what you want to get into, but you're thinking, yeah, I do want to earn some loot, I do want to kind of get some stuff done. This is actually a good fun way to do it, especially if you've got somebody with you. You can do it solo, and I would recommend doing it solo in, as Emmanuel said, in World Tier 2. But if you've got other people with you, you can do it in World Tier 3 or World Tier 4, and, you know, basically rack up that XP, rack up loads and loads and loads of field caches, get Phoenix credits, get stuff to sell, get stuff to keep, and, you know, basically get loot for, obviously it's a looter shooter game, and loot's exactly what we're looking for. But the other thing about the field caches is you do have an increased chance of getting exotics out of those caches as well, and my experience recently has been that I've been getting quite a lot of exotics from these caches, just recently I might add. So it does actually add to the flavour of opening the stuff up and seeing what you get. And as you can see here, your turret might drop, you might drop, but, you know, the thing about the build and how you're farming is that your box is actually basically got infinite life. So your box will always pick you up. If your fire turret does manage to get burned down by a couple of enemies who sometimes kind of stand off the side or don't get burned or stand inside the doorway, you can actually just usually throw your turret immediately back out again. Even if you're going to die, you know you want to get that turret out, you keep them busy so that your box can get you back up and you just carry on farming. It's really that simple. It's a much better way to do it than the Warringate strategy as far as I'm concerned, where you just stood there throwing out seekers and restarting a mission constantly. Now, Emmanuel has said himself at the start of the video that he's actually set this up in a way that he can actually set it up, put a hairband on his two controller sticks and walk away for hours and hours on end and come back and have, you know, virtually hundreds of field proficiency caches sitting waiting for him to open up. And this is me, as I said. I've done it solo quite a number of times just to make sure that it is something that you can do on your own, but I've also had some people join me as well. And the next clip we're going to see, I've got Grave joined me, who's part of the VXG community and also part of my community as well, funnily enough. And Grave joined me in this, and I was showing him, look, we're going to do this and just see kind of how it works out. But as you can see here, we've got two people in. I'm sure we've got two people in here just now. Grave's one of them, and in this, I think, 30-minute run that I had with Grave, I got 5 or 6 caches. Now, it might not seem a lot, but do remember that I'm in World Tier 2. We're not in sync to do World Tier 4 just yet and get that extra XP, but if you're in World Tier 4 in 15 minutes or thereabouts, as per Manny's words, you know, you can get somewhere up to the region of 10 or 15 caches, and it all depends on how quickly these guys are killed who are coming running out that door. So you do want them killed very, very quickly in order that the next 5 guys come running out and come running out and come running out and basically killed, getting you that crazy XP, getting you those field proficiency caches, and basically getting you Phoenix credits and loot and all that kind of good stuff. Again, it's a really good fun way to do a field proficiency farm, especially if you just want to kind of sit about and shoot the breeze with some guys and have a bit of a laugh and a giggle, and, you know, just and earn stuff while you're doing it. I really actually did enjoy doing this because it gave me a chance to catch up with a few people and, you know, have a chat about different things and so on and so forth. And it is actually really easy to set up, in my opinion. I know Emmanuel said at the start of the video that he found it's a bit tedious and can take some time, but the reality is it just takes a few minutes to get yourself set up and ready to start, you know, get that farm XP, the farm XP, and, you know, basically get some rewards from it. As long as you don't plant that bomb, you don't get hit with mortars, you don't have any heavies coming out or anything like that. It's just, as you can see here, a bunch of guys running out that door, a couple of shotgunners will come from the other side, you shoot them down as well, or they get caught in the wildfire, and basically you're all good to go. It's pretty much that simple. This video is significantly longer than I would have preferred, but it is better to show you the different variations of me doing it solo, Emmanuel showing us how to do it, and me doing it with someone as well, just to show you that it's doable and you know, different variations as well. Again, as long as you don't pick up that bomb and go and stick it on, you can pick up the bomb, but don't stick it on the crate, obviously, because you're just sitting here wanting to farm and get enemies killed. As you can see here, I think I'm going to die shortly, but you know, the turret did get taken down at one point, but you just simply just throw it back out again, and that's you, you're good to go. You've got so much health on your box that it's basically infinite, and you've got your fire turret, which could be infinite as well, but it is dependent on a couple of different factors. Sometimes the guys hide in the doorway and manage to get shots on it, and that kind of causes a problem, obviously, by them destroying it a wee bit earlier than it should be. But basically, your fire turret can be infinite. Your healing box is definitely infinite, because they don't actually ever target that. It's only the damage, the damage skill that they actually seem to target, to be honest with you. And again, a lot of fun, easy way to get XP, easy way to get those caches, and if you've got a build that's set up for XP, then yep, it's a really, really good way to get decent loot, get better chances of better drops, and all that kind of, you know, all that kind of good stuff. If you like the video, guys, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that comment, tell me what you think. Again, it's not something that I prefer to do, this kind of farming method. But, you know, if you're not sure what you want to do that day, if you've done everything on that character and can't be bothered moving across to a new guy, it's maybe a different way to kind of catch up with different people, have a laugh, have a giggle, but still earn something as you're doing it, and doing something slightly different, and as I say, just having a laugh and a giggle with a lot of people. I did find it a lot of fun personally. It's not something that I'll do every single day, but it is something that I will do from time to time because it is very, very effective. So again, please guys, I know there's a lot of people out there who watch these videos or watch my channel but don't actually subscribe. It would be great to see some more subscribers, so hit that subscribe button, I know you want to, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.